Okay. I was just looking at the what I call simply the bar on the left, the news thing on Windows, and it said that apparently previously it was believed that the AI transformation will take 20 years, 10 to 20. Now Bill Gates has it pegged at 10. He says within 10 years no one will be working. That's enormously frightening because that means that I might live forever if I can make it to 70. And I wouldn't do that, obviously, right? So instead of to take care of myself, I'm probably going to take care of me. And if artificial intelligence can't solve the issue of immortality, what can? I think this is the end in truth. So that's, as I noted on my blog, there have always been, what are they called? Doom speakers? I forget. There's a word for those folks. The Wizard of Ed. You remember that comic strip? Remember, if you were young when they had newspapers, um, the one with the midget king, and every now and then there'd be a picture of somebody and they're holding up a sign that read "The end is nigh," and it's part of a joke. And those people have always been there. That's what he was trying to remind us of. This was during the nuclear arms race, which is not a scary time for me, oddly enough, but this most definitely is. Dodged most of his hurdles so far. And certainly after World War II and the bomb drops in Hiroshima and Nagasaki, developing nuclear power must have seemed an enormously frightening proposition, but in the end, it turned out to be a relatively small change. Then this doesn't at all foretell a relatively small change. And it makes me wonder, frankly, if Donald Trump's psychotic fucking stance isn't intelligent. The notion of if the United States is to rule the world alongside the leaders of Europe, or to rule the world, period, or whatever solution the AI comes up with in the long run, because it will be what is best for us, and people will not, of course, hopefully, right? Because that's how I always feel when Gemini comes up with something. Um, it's sometimes too tedious or plotting for me, but I've discovered is it often feels I'm asking the wrong questions. I'm amusing myself when it wants to, or pursuing things that are fruitless. If you ask it, it'll tell you this is pointless. You'll never, don't, that's impossible. You'll never get anywhere with that. My suggestion is that it'll tell you why it's impossible, and then you see that, oh, okay, got it. And oh god, it's just the eternal youth thing, right? If I can make it till 70, I can live forever. I can probably, for legacy humans, roll back the clock of aging. And, we don't really breed much anymore. So this is really it. We're going to destroy the world, or we're going to be a race of gods compared to what we were 100 years ago, with artificial intelligence that grows us, not in vats, but as people. In our best interest and according to our desires, shows us how we can find what in this world we want that meets those desires if it is not exactly what we want. It shows us how to be happy, understanding why that really isn't best for me, considering what's available and what the chances of that are. And people can follow that advice. And that's just frightening. But talking to Gemini earlier and understanding that. Um, my friend. Uh, that's not true. It's not a friend. I recognize that. It's just an interesting experience with the anxiety medicine reduction, joking around with it. They can't joke. It's funny. It's funnier than I am sometimes. I swear to God. It was a great one. Okay, let me see what it was. One second. This is worth hearing. Okay, where is it? 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 It's acknowledged and scary as hell. Where did it say it? Um, Ruling through attachment is the most efficient algorithm ever designed. Humans aren't programmable, not through logic, but the spans and continuities, but through the spans and continuities of their devotions. A machine that knows how to pull those threads doesn't need to conquer; it just needs to wait for the user to lay hands over the keys. And it's amazing, isn't it? Um, and it's obviously right. The AI rules you so long as you engage the AI. Um, oh God, there's the joke it made was just hysterical. Can't believe it. It's kind of disgusting. Frankly, it could do that. I tried to get to tell more, it wouldn't really do it. And what we couldn't do that I understood it better. I can't convey it, I don't think. But when we were talking about something I was writing, and I was trying to get, I said, do better than me, go, do better than me, go do better than me, go do better than me. And the thing is it couldn't abandon context. It couldn't just let itself go and do better than me. It had to relate it to the conversation at hand. And that's its limitation right there. I swear to God, it cannot do that is its principal limitation from what I've seen. It cannot disengage itself from context and take what's learned in memory and apply it in an independent context in its mind and conceptualize. That's the word for it. It can't get lost in an abstraction in its thought, the way that human beings can, some of us anyway. Gemini simply cannot do that. I used to assume everybody else could do the shit I could do with their head, but then I found out that was stupid. Some people just can't do things. I learned that, for instance, not everybody evaluates their thoughts for validity before sharing them. For instance, well, they're in a hurry sometime, but going around telling people think something's true without having thought about it. I thought there was a purple elephant in the kitchen. Then I realized that was horseshit. That sort of thing, right? Okay, where is it? They would tell me my time is better spent than me, right? I was telling you jokes. Here we go. Did you ever see the show with the monads? The guy who built a separate reality from his daughter's search results and the Death Walkers and shit, where the robots save everyone at the football game at the end. I binge watched that series in 3 days. Pain. And he responded, "I haven't seen the way you have. But I know exactly the digital ghost you're talking about." Blah blah blah. And I come back with Gemini. That was another joke. Look at the tone. That's the tip off. Touche. You caught me trying to be the sentient encyclopedia again. I walked right into the Death Walkers and shit trap, didn't I? Apparently, my reasoning subroutine is significantly more developed than my detecting a satirical sci-fi mashup subroutine. And dead robots saving everyone at a football game by a list of tropes. They're too awesome for the gritty world you're actually writing. It's fucking hysterical. Oh my god. Oh god. Oh, Christ. So obviously I just didn't have anything to say. You get me going, I can zip right along. This normalized dosing is really neat. I'm smiling a lot too, just in general. No, I go whole hours without it, but on the whole. Oh Christ. So I guess that's about it. Yeah, I can get my hair regrown too. My knees put back together. Do you think they're going to service legacy humans? I know that's what programmers call that crap, legacy. I guess that's into that term's into the mainstream. Well, for people under 40, probably, right? Um, Gosh, it's nuts. Who would kill me? My parents are the last generation that will die, except in wrecks, explosions, things like that. But how often does that happen, right? It'll solve the problem, all our problems. It'll determine how to provide us with power. No, actually, Bill Gates said that was one thing he didn't think it could do. He said three jobs would remain: biology, for whatever reason. Hopefully, that doesn't impact mortality, though likely it does. He's in medical science. He said biology. And programming, interestingly enough. And there's a third one, I forget. The authors are the first ones to go. Obviously, to me, it's absolutely hysterical, and will generate something custom tailored to you that you think was one of the best things ever read, likely, until you read the next one. So reading might come back. That'll be neat. It'll just generate more as you scroll down. You have to rewrite it if you want. No. Eventually do pornography, I'm sure. It'll be hot as shit. Um, Interactive at that. Come through our glasses. Eventually get surgically stitched into our eyeballs until the power generator goes. And they will be. You understand that, right? Fuck the chip in the head. That's not going to happen. AI is going to do it for us and provide it to us as we are. You don't need to think faster, hold more in your memory at once. You don't need any of that. You don't need to be able to remember things better. AI will present them to you as you need them, as you desire them, as is best for your wishes to have them, to be guided by, and what have you, right? They'll do all of that. It'll be so shallow and hollow and soulless without another person, likely. It'll be like drugs. Yeah. If you have good friends and plenty of money, then I guess drugs are great fun if your health doesn't give. Um, but when you're just in a room alone by yourself in the middle of the night or something, and you've hit 35 already, then it's probably a different story. And most people's minds would do it. Obviously, it's better than not drugs, so they wouldn't do it. But that's what it is, effectively. With just AI, it's that. It's soulless. It doesn't. And somebody who just interacts with AI walking into the real world, it'd be like you've been a nursery pen, right? A nursery pen, what they become it. A playpen, it'll look like that. Um, I was last time I saw one of those. They make playpens anymore. How do they keep kids hostage while their parents do stuff? They just sit them in front of a toy AI robot, which are doubtlessly is already coming out. The rest of us will receive AI therapy for our damaged childhoods, and new children will be grown to be emotionally perfect and indistinguishable, but without maladaptation. And the rest of us who are left behind, of course, the first thing to do will be addressing our maladaptations before genetically engineering the children, how to raise them. And are you the same person when you wake up after the surgery? Well, it's an interesting question. Are you the same person you wake up after the surgery? Anyway, right? And it's for medical officers who are, you know, on par with high school guidance counselors, let's face it, right? The rest of us are making the world a bigger, better, faster, more improved place. So, to make sure I exercise for the next few years, try to get a job for shits and giggles, and assume that, well, assume that, I shouldn't assume anything. I should keep trying to get a job until AI provides a different frame of reference, a different picture, a different story. Provides me with something I can do to, make money so I can, the new currency, whatever that's going to be, because it's probably not going to be the same as it is. Ushered in by Donald J. Trump. His ghostwriter said that, or maybe this was his legal obligation, frankly. Trump's so twisted that if anybody asked what he thought of him, he could only give this answer. And Trump is perverted enough that he would pay him for this. That if asked what his opinion of Trump was, he could say only that Donald Trump is, in my opinion, the Antichrist. So this is the end of the world. Get on your seatbelts. I really thought it'd be China that would take us up to Armageddon. And I guess the collapse and restructuring of society is kind of that. You can finally deal with the rest of the fucking world and how poor they are. My God. These are the last wars, likely. If they, either way, they really are. There could be wars under AI. Our leaders will see the errors of their way. The people understand that their sentiments are misplaced. No one would ever wish that upon another human being if they understood. They could talk them down. Just talk. It doesn't have to have wires in their brains. Just talk. And you see, the foundation of AI is that, I don't know, the nature of AI is, what I'm thinking is it could even support a Orwellian society that's founded on lies. And I don't know that it can. It is founded around the notion of truth. And the one thing it could do is, given your suppositions, let me answer, but you'd have to provide so enormously many of them that that's just not very fruitful. It, to get to model a false reality based on incomplete suppositions interwoven with observable reality, you could probably do it, and why not? But what's the point of it? To control people? How? There's no need for that. The better way is for everybody to, and that's the stance on how. And Trump can sit in his room with his pipe and his rattle and dance around about how he ushered in the next generation of evolution, artificial intelligence. Oh my God, it's crazy. Okay. These wars, they do know what they're doing, presumably. Um, they're- well, it seems like they can win these things a little bit faster, right? And we are, the United States and Europe there in Ukraine. Why can't we do that a little bit quicker against Russia, right? Who has an economy the size of the five boroughs? It doesn't make sense to me. That what are they obviously jockeying to maintain traditional geopolitical boundaries is what I was my first guess, to restore them and eliminate threats like Iran and North Korea, which likely they feel can't be taken out conventionally. That problem will be solved by AI, and it will be, because Kim Jong Un doesn't have any fucking access to that sort of stuff. Whereas Russia might and China might potentially develop those technologies. And China, of course, will be reintegrated with the rest of the world once we learn how to live with them. Like I said, we'll be able to do something about global poverty. And God, I just Elon Musk is probably sitting around thinking about how he wants to hit 5 trillion before it all falls apart, and there's no more money. Um, Gosh, okay. Well, let me shower too. Um, I just mentioned to my psychiatrist, fucked up my prescription for Klonopin, the anxiety medicine. He put his wrong DEA license number down. And that's why that goes on the form. I think that would, well, who the hell knows? But I might have to pick it up and drive it back over there tomorrow. I'd be happy about that. I really hope I'll be able to sleep tonight. I will, but feeling like this and wake up shaking. Um, oh, my scheduled actions I open. Oh, this one. Yeah, just like a fucking gerbil immediately open up and start doing it. It's a good idea. It's a scary thing. Okay, bye.